Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy Gripper Rip back here with another video for you guys today. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what you need to know before you buy 2022 Topps Archives. Finally, Archives is finally releasing today. This should have came out in August, but as you guys know, all the release dates on Topps products this year have been kind of wacky. They haven't really stayed true, except for Series 1 and I guess Heritage maybe, to the true release date of when they're actually supposed to release. So finally we're getting Archives. This is considered by some a fan favorite, and we'll talk about why. So before we get to that, make sure to hit the thumbs up and let me know. Are you going to be grabbing a box of this? I'll let you guys know what I think about all this and the price points and all that. And one last thing. Looks like this Sunday, if you guys missed a couple videos, my grandpa has like a huge box full of unopened wax from this year. He has like at least one or two blasters of each product. So what we're going to do is, it's looking like this Sunday, what we're going to do is we're going to have a live stream in the afternoon, just talking baseball, playoffs, talking football, and just opening some cards for you guys. He asked me if my viewers can watch, and what we're going to do is we're going to live stream. I don't know the time yet. Probably between 1, 2, or 3 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday. So I'll let you guys know for real when the actual stream will go live. So that way you guys can watch and hopefully have a fun time. It'll be me, my brother, and my grandpa all sitting here talking and whatnot. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that as much as I will. So with that out of the way, let's talk about Topps Archives. So Topps Archives, to go to your local card store, will have them in stock today. Like I said, this is supposed to release in August. Typically it does every year, but for some reason, everything this year with Topps has been delayed a couple months. So we're finally getting it now, and well, let's get into it. So price point on a hobby box is going to cost you about $120 this year. I believe that's on pace to what it was last year as well. It may have been 110 last year. I don't know. Like I said, my local card store usually prices stuff cheaper than the rest of the people out there. So I don't remember. I never bought a Archives hobby box before. Obviously, you see I bought retail, but I never really bought one before, so I'm not sure. I think they're 110 last year. If not, I mean, they're 10 bucks more, I guess. But, you know, that's just is how it is today. So let's talk about the configuration. You're going to get 24 packs with 8 cards a pack. That is 192 total cards. So essentially, the checklist is 300, and you're getting 200 cards. Granted, take out the inserts and the autographs. You're getting pretty much about 2/3 of the checklist. So it's not bad. But, you know, like I said, I mean, you know, we're going to talk about everything else here, but 192 cards, that's typically, you know, that's right around what you get with a Topps hobby box. A lot of 8 cards, 24 packs. That's I think what Stadium Club, and that's what Gypsy Queen. That's the same amount, 8 cards a pack, 24 per. So, you know, that's pretty right in line with what you're going to see out of those. So let's get into what's actually in the packs. So in the packs, we're going to have 2 guaranteed autos per box. So what I like to do when I go to a hobby store is this box in particular is split up in 4 different quadrants, right? What I typically like to do is I just like to buy a stack out of the box. Essentially gives you a 50% chance of getting an autograph, because if you think about it, they're not going to put 2 autographs in the same stack. I've never seen that before. So gives you a 50% chance. So if you guys want to take that route with buying this stuff, you can go right ahead and do that. 2 guaranteed autos. The auto checklist we're going to talk about here in a minute. I mean, I don't know how to put this except mid. I really don't know how else to say it except the word mid. A lot of throwback players. I looked at the auto checklist. I checked it once. I'm like Santa Claus. I checked it once. I checked it twice. Actually, I checked it 3 times just to see who was all on there. About 80% of the checklist is like 1990s, 1980s, 2010s era players. So, you know, a lot of you guys who probably watch this video are probably old enough to remember some of these guys, but I was, you know, I'm only 20 years old, so the only people I would recognize in the autograph checklist are people from the 2010s. Like I remember Jorge Posada's in that checklist. A couple other people from that era, like Pudge Rodriguez is in there. Roger Clemens is in there. But, there's very few current players in the checklist. A couple. Not a couple. I mean, there's a couple rookies, but it's like a small autograph subset. It's like the draft pick autograph set. I think like 5 in there. So out of a checklist of like 100 something total autographs, there's like a slim chance you're gonna pull a Wander. O'Neill doesn't have an autograph in the checklist. I don't think Julio does. I could be wrong about that. I think C.J. Abrams and Seiya Suzuki do. But very few. Josh Lowe for the Rays, I remember Gavin Sheets has one. But very few active players in today's MLB are in this checklist. But we'll get into that. So, with archives, as you guys know, they like to put different sets, as you see here from last year. They like to put different designs from throwback. That's why it's called archives. The archive of Topps designs. So this year, what we're looking at is 1963, 1978, and my disinterest of 1987. So as you guys know, Topps has 1987 cards in 1, 2, and update this year, and they're deciding to put more in archives. I don't agree with that decision because we're already getting, there's 100 per each set, so there's 300 total 1987 cards if you want to complete the whole set from 1, 2, and update this year. And now there's 100 more. So how this works is each one of these years gets 100 cards. It's a 300 card checklist. So 63, 78, and 87 all get 100 cards each. And of course, 2 of the big 3, Wander and O'Neill, have a 1987. Of course, Topps kind of took the lazy way out there, but it is what it is. I don't agree with them putting 87 this year. They literally could have chosen 70 other designs. They've been around for 70 years. They could have chosen any other design this year, but they went to 87 again. I don't know why. It is what it is, I guess. But I'll still end up getting the O'Neill because, I'm an O'Neill Cruz guy, so I'll end up getting his card anyway. So, and then the last thing you're guaranteed in a hobby box is if you buy a full box, you're guaranteed a postcard box topper. I think there's like 7 or 8 of them in the checklist. All big name players. I don't think any rookies are in there. It's like Aaron Judge, Bryce Harper, Mike Trout, people like that. So yeah, and they're not autographed, there's no chance of being an autograph. So it's just, a postcard, I guess. It says greetings from the city. They're from like Philadelphia or New York or something like that, like Los Angeles. So with that all out of the way, and one last thing, the blaster boxes for this release come out October 28th, so a couple weeks from now, which falls right in line with Topps update. So we'll see how that goes. So now let's give my opinion on whether or not I think you guys should buy the box. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm kind of split if I want to buy one or not. I guess when you watch tomorrow's video, we're going to do top 5 most valuable in the set. You'll know if I buy one or not. I'm leaning on yes, but I've asked people in Facebook groups and things like that, like what have they been pulling? It's weird because a lot of this stuff is listed on eBay already, but no one's actually recorded a YouTube video. Like, I'm trying to watch a YouTube video just to form my own opinion on whether or not I should buy a box. But I don't want to throw anybody under the bus about who's a bad autograph or not. But for example, the first female coach in baseball history for the Giants has an autograph in this checklist. I don't know what that's about. I didn't know they put coach autographs in this. I don't know. Maybe she's an exception. I don't know. But a lot of the people in the checklist, depending on how old you are, you're not going to really know who some of these guys are. Now, some of them are Hall of Famers. I mean, and, notable stars from that era. And they're nice autographs to have. But, I'd rather prefer the new generation, the Wanders, the O'Neills, the Trouts. I don't even think Trout has an autograph in this, speaking of which, so I mean, it all depends on your style, I guess. I don't really have an emotional connection to some of these guys. Now, some I do, because I remember some of them from the 2010s eras when they were, about to retire. But most of these guys in the checklist, aside from the couple rookies in there, when I mean couple, I mean, less than 10. There's, literally less than 10 active players on the autograph checklist. I think Adam Frazier from the Pittsburgh Pirates, now Seattle Mariner, has one. That just I read his name on the checklist. But there's very few, like Rafael Devers, I believe. Someone told me they pulled. Yeah, one guy pulled a Jim Rice and Rafael Devers in a box. I guess you could. I mean, you can get worse than that, but that's pretty. I mean, that's pretty decent considering. I think Jim Rice was a decent player, and then Rafael Devers. Rafael Devers is pretty good. So I mean, you can get worse, but it all depends on your style and if like I said, how old you are. A lot of these players made their debuts in the 1990s, 1980s, and the people from like the 2010 checklists, like in that era, were older and like on the verge of retirement. So, like I said, it all depends on your style. I'm leaning towards getting one. I mean, the two autographs, you can't go wrong with two autographs. And all the good rookies are in there, like Julio's in there, Bobby Witt's in there, Spencer Torkelson, Stephen Kwan, they're all in there. O'Neal, Wander, which we'll cover tomorrow in the top 5. I think Strider's in there. So, it all depends on your style. I like how they do the throwbacks. One thing I'm not a fan of is the 87s this year. I don't know why or who thought it was a good idea to put 87s in this release when we're getting literally 387s between 1, 2, and update this year. So I guess that gives us another 100 1987 cards to collect. So I guess that'll give us 400 1987 cards in 2022. Not to mention the silver pack cards. So I mean, if you want to go down that rabbit hole, there's even more 1987s if you want to include the silver packs, but I really ain't gonna include them. But so let me know what you guys think about this. I mean, for $120, my LCS guy priced them a little cheaper, probably about $100 and $110 range. I mean, it's either I don't spend that money and save it for update, or I buy the archives box and then I have less for update. But luckily, I think my check comes in before update, so it's really not that big of a deal for me. So, we'll cross that bridge with update because I really do believe update's going to be a really good set this year. You guys are going to want to start saving your money for that. Comes out in a couple weeks. Today's the 10th. I think it comes out like 3 weeks from now. So you guys are going to want to start saving that money if you guys, don't have all the money in the world like probably most of us. So we're going to open a pack of Pro Debut. Pro Debut has been really good to me. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I love Pro Debut. I think it's a very fun set. If you guys have $70 to waste, I mean, honestly, here's this. If you had $140 and you go to your LCS tomorrow, I'd honestly rather buy 2 boxes of Pro Debut. For $20 extra, you get 8 autographs, right? 8 autographs of potentially very good players, because the autograph checklist in Pro Debut this year is very good. They really stepped it up this year, which I could very appreciate. I like my prospect autos. I always like the gamble. I always like to, the risk versus reward type thing. So, if you're a person who likes to collect, honestly, I would rather just go to the LCS, spend extra $20 and buy 2 boxes of Pro Debut and get 8 autographs because, that's just my philosophy of thinking. So let's see. Denzel Clark, that name sounds familiar. Trey Sweeney, you guys should remember him. Sam Bachman. Is that Wally Bachman's son? If you guys don't know who Wally Bachman is, look him up on YouTube. He's funny. That's all I gotta say. I think that's his son. It's the same last name. Maximo Acosta. The same pack collation. I had a pack, the literally exact same. Yeah, the exact same. Well, Bendar, yeah, David Bendar's brother. Emmanuel Rodriguez. Don't know who he is. And that is it. So no autograph in that pack. Have yet to pull an autograph out of this box. So guys, that being said, let me know what you guys think about Archives. Are you interested in buying this set? I'm interested to see what you guys have to think about this. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but for some of you out there, the older collectors who, maybe your dads who collected, who got you into collecting, bought those sets like, 63, 78, 87. This could be a set for some people, and for others, it could not be. So let me know what you think about it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.